2014 Ford Escape. This car's clean, bro. It's clean, dirty, but the exterior is clean. Not a single dent or anything. The inside is pretty clean too. Even came with some WeatherTech mats back here somewhere. Pretty fire. Only has 109,977 miles. So this car ain't too bad though. But as you can see, I got this mofo on a goddamn lift. Yeah, this thing can go from a hero to zero real fucking quick. I don't know yet. We're gonna try some Mickey Mouse shit and see if we can get this thing running the way it should be running. But anyway, guy dropped off the car. I saw it and I was like, yo, this thing looks nice, my boy. I got in it, right, turned it on. It sounds great. Healthy engine. Put it in reverse. Perfect, right? The second I put this thing in drive, it revved up to like 3,000 or 4,000 RPM before it finally engaged into first gear before this damn car started moving. So my first thought was like, damn, this thing must be low in transmission fluid. So I put it on the lift, check the transmission fluid. It's literally darker than a goddamn dog's black turd. And if it's black, it ain't right, right? This thing is literally that dark. It's very dark brown. It almost looks black. Now, the good thing about it, though, it does not smell burnt. So hopefully we can fix this thing just by draining it and flushing it. I'm gonna do that three times, 2-3 times, and see how the car runs and see if it engages into first gear. If not, we're gonna figure out what we're gonna do with this car. But stay tuned. We're gonna see what we can do here. All right, so first things first, I'm gonna remove that fuel cap. So if I can squeeze my damn hand in here. Damn, that's tight. It's tight, my boy. That's what she said. Anyway, got that removed. Remove the plug down at the bottom, get this thing draining. All right, baby. We're about to make a goddamn mess right now, but F it. Let's go, baby. I'm going platinum, baby. I feel like I'm gonna fucking jack this up. Oof. All right, look at that. Y'all see how black that is? No bueno. That should be red, bro. Red. It's black. Oh yeah, baby. All right, my boy. Gotta go inside the Ferrari. The Rari. Got some trash in here. Don't worry about that. Yeah, we got a few here. We got some frame ones. All right, so the car is pretty much emptied out. It's just dripping now. Has about 4.6, I'm gonna say, quarts. Just a little over 4.5. So I'm gonna fill this thing up and yeah, try to run the training. Maybe run it for a few miles, a few minutes, see what happens, and then come back and flush it out again. All right, so this is a whole gallon. Whole gallon has about 4 quarts. Exactly 4 quarts. So we're gonna do one of these and half of a quart. All right, we got the cap on this battery on. Let's turn this sucker on. Horses. Perfect. Let's check for leaks. That looks good. No leaks. Yeah, looks fire. Also got this other plug that I loosened up, but I tightened that up. No leaks also. Looks good, baby. All right, so what we're gonna do now is shift through the gears. Looks like it engaged first gear. Neutral. There you go. Engage first gear. So it's kind of delayed to engage, but we just changed the transmission fluid, so it's gonna take a second to get it all circulating through the system here. Now I'm gonna just keep doing this for a little bit, let the car warm up for a second, and then yeah, we're gonna go from there. All right, babe, we took it for a drive, drove about 7 miles with it. It feels better, to be honest. It does take a second for it to engage first gear though. Sometimes. Actually, I don't think it did at that time. It does have a turbo, so it does have that little lag. But see, it engages it right away. Compared to before, it wasn't even engaging at all. You had to rev it up to around 3,000 to 4,000 RPM before it even engaged anything. So now it's actually engaging it in normal idle mode, which is good. It's a good sign. Just run through the gears again here real quick. See right there, engaged. So I'm gonna run it maybe a few more miles. I'm gonna head back home, drain the oil again, and then take it out for a drive again, and then we'll go from there and see what happens. All right, baby, finally sold the Ford Escape. Now, the thing about this car, man, it is probably my worst trade that I've done yet. I guess my worst flip, not trade. I ended up losing about $300 on this car. Now, let me tell you guys what happened. So, like I was explaining earlier in those other clips, this car, the second I got it, it was having issues shifting into drive. More specifically, shifting into first or second gear. It'd have a big clank, a big jerk, and I knew like, yo, something's going on, right? So, yeah, we checked out the oil was black, changed out the solenoid, and yeah, no, it still wasn't working right. So at that point, I made a decision where, okay, either one, I keep sinking money into it, or I just sell it how it is and try to recoup as much money of that back. And that's essentially what I did. Now, I set a budget for every single car that I'm gonna flip, right? And it's usually around $500. I reached that $500 the second I literally bought that solenoid. After that, I said, nah, F that, I'm not gonna put more money into it, because this is one of those things, guys, when you keep sinking money into cars like this, there's a good chance it's gonna go south and you're gonna be spending thousands and thousands of dollars and you're never gonna get that money back. Now, yeah, you can be, let's say, $3,000 in and the Kelley Blue Book showing the car's worth, what, $8,000? Now, here's the thing about it. A car is worth what somebody's willing to buy. Looking at the Kelley Blue Book gives you a good idea as to roughly what the car is going for at market value, right? But doesn't necessarily mean somebody's gonna buy that car at that value. Just because the car says, oh yeah, at the highest it's worth $8,000, doesn't mean somebody's gonna come in and see $8,000 and be like, oh yeah, it's priced right where it's at, I'm gonna buy it. No, a car is worth what somebody's willing to pay for it, right? And so with this car, I just made an executive decision where I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna sink more money into this. I'm gonna try and recoup my money back. And that's exactly what I did. Now, I ended up selling this car not to a private party, but I actually sold it to a dealer. Now, I mean, the reason I did that though is because if I sold it through private party, I was probably only gonna get like $1,000 for this car. The second somebody got in the car, they put it in drive, they're gonna be like, yo, this thing's not even running right. Something wrong with the transmission, right? A new transmission for those cars costs about $2,000. And that's a used one. You want to remanufacture or refurbish one, you're pushing like $3,000 to $4,000 at that point. Like, no way. People aren't dumb, guys. Come on. So what I did, I mean, I don't want to say this is what I did. I'm gonna just tell you guys, you know, a little something on the side, a little under the table, right? Let's say John and Mary over here trying to sell a car that has some lights on the dashboard. They buy a scanner, they hook it up to their car, they delete the codes. Now, when you look at the dashboard, there's no lights or nothing. So you'll be like, oh yeah, no, there's nothing wrong with this car. Hell yeah, let's sell it. So John and Mary, what they did, they went around, hit up Driveway, which is who I sold it to, and what Driveway did is they sent them a link anyway, and with that link, it's literally like an AI model where you take a picture around your whole car, and that's how Driveway evaluates condition of the cars that they buy. So John and Mary, you know, they got offered an X amount of cash for the car. They got offered, let's say, $3,600, and Java was like, okay, cool, yeah, $3,600, that's what we're gonna buy the car for. And then what they did is they went and brought a third-party carrier. In this case, John and Mary received the semi driver. Semi driver got in the car, loaded it up onto the semi, and then took off, and that's that. Signatures were signed. It is what it is. At that point, you're no longer liable if anything happens to the car at that point. Now, by the time Driveway gets the car, if they see something's wrong with the transmission, they're not gonna blame you. Why? Because you both signed a contract. Now that contract stays. We're buying the car in this condition that we saw it in. It's not your fault they didn't have somebody there physically to check out the whole powertrain. That has nothing to do with you. So they can't turn around and come try to sue you. They just can't do that. Because then what you can say is, well, the car was in good condition. Maybe the semi driver did something to it. It's not what he said, she said, right? So that's an impossible lawsuit that no one's gonna win. And that's never gonna happen, right? So that's what John and Mary did, all right? John and Mary. Anyway, that's what happened. $3,600 what I got offered for the car, and I was all in on the car, $3,900. Now I'll post the exact numbers of it here on the screen because I don't have them at the top of my head, but that's how that deal ended up going. Now I'm happy that I lost just $300 on that car. That car could have easily gone really south, really bad, really fast. I could have lost thousands of dollars on that car. But the thing about flipping cars, guys, that you guys got to realize is you have to know when to cut your losses. And that's the big thing about this game, is know when to cut your losses. Make sure you keep track of all the bills going into the car, because a lot of people, that's where they fail at as well. They don't keep track of every little thing. You have to keep track of every little thing so you know exactly how much you're making or losing on these cars. Now, out of all the flips that I've done, over 100, you know, losing money on a car here and a car there is really not that big of an issue. Especially if you're starting out. I'm gonna tell you that right now. If you're starting out, you haven't started yet, and your first car you get, you lose money, better make sure whatever you lose is less than $500, because that can easily make or break you right there, right? Sometimes you need a little bit of luck. I always said luck's for the mediocre, but trust me, even I need a little bit of luck sometimes. So just keep a budget, save your budget. That's key to the game, and boom. Now, glad I'm done with that car. I did buy a trailer though that I'm gonna flip, and that'll probably be my next video, so stay tuned, baby. If you guys like this video, you guys want to follow along in this adventure, see how this goes and see where I can take this, hit that subscribe button, like, comment down below if you guys maybe want to see me try something else. I have no idea, but I'll catch y'all later, baby. Peace.